Vancast, your standard podcast on Cardfight Vanguard. It's Easter weekend when this is being recorded, so we're sitting there filling up all our baskets full of chocolate. Maybe we've got a high-speed brachy or a telescopic rabbit helping us out. But what's that? In the distance? You see your opponent riding their Vanguard. Oh, you've only got bunnies. What have they got? Oh, they've pulled me, their Vanguard, and your Vanguard for today. Nate, hope you're doing well this Easter. But being called right next to him on rear guard because, again, alternate Vanguard, but he also has Persona Ride, but it's not needed right now. And that's because it is our dear friend Ryan. Say hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. That was very festive of you. This one, well, fair enough to be in the spirit of things.
I am in the spirit of it. You wait until whatever's next.
What, Halloween?
Anzac Day. There you go. If we record on Anzac Day, I'll do a tribute to that too.
Oh, yeah.
For those not listening, that's our Veterans Day for the people in the States. For the UK people, that is our, I don't know, Queen's birthday. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the comparison is for that. To be fair, we have Queen's birthday too. So, well, but it's not even the Queen's birthday.
No, and they don't even celebrate it either. I'm pretty sure.
What? They don't even celebrate their own.
Like, we get the day because we're lazy bastards.
I hear that. Oh, hey, grand final.
Yeah.
Wait for that one, mate. The AFL grand final. That'll be an episode for everybody. That would be like everybody if the Super Bowl, for those in the States, if the Super Bowl was a public holiday for you to take off, and for the people in the UK or in Europe in general, if the Premier League finals was a national holiday, or a bank holiday, depending on what you people refer to them as. That's what we do in Australia here. Actually only in Melbourne, or in Victoria really, we all get the day off to celebrate the fact that the football's the next day.
Yeah. It's very weird, but we enjoy it.
Hey, we also take a day off for horse racing, so
Oh, we do too, don't we?
We do.
God,
well, it's just we are, but it's always just an excuse to drink, Ryan.
Very true. Well,
it's just a big old excuse to drink, just like Oracle drink. Oh shit! I don't wanna know what you were thinking. I only care about what you were drinking. Hey, tell me, what was that drink you just sang? Right here on Oracle Drink Time. Yeah.
What happened?
Beer went everywhere. Oh, it's gone everywhere.
Like on the computer everywhere, or just like on the table everywhere?
Yeah.
No.
Table, keyboard. It's all kicking off.
Do you need like the towel or something?
Yeah. Look. Oh, got some paper here. That'll do. Folks, for those of you who can't piece together what the Oracle drink tank is, because I didn't get a chance to say it by its full name. In fact, it's the Oracle drink shit. This is where, if you're over the age of 18 or 21 in your respective country, join us. Sit down and join us for a alcoholic beverage.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, you can sit at the kids' table with Ryan and drink soft drinks or waters. Up to you.
Very nice.
Now I'm off my hardcore diet.
Yep.
Now, for those keeping up, I was trying to lose some weight so I could fit into a suit for a wedding that was on this weekend. I lost a little over 6 kilos. I fit perfectly into the suit. In fact, it was a little bigger. The jacket was a little big, which was really good.
It was very nice. You looked very nice.
Thanks, mate. You did too. But I've just, well, not that I've just decided. I am going to continue the habit of exercising and eating right and all of that. So I'm only going to really drink alcohol on the podcast days so I can avoid, putting toxins in my body as best as possible.
Sounds like a good idea.
Well, it'll be fine. But for today, Ryan, I am drinking a Green Brittany, the old green grenades, a cheeky emerald. I don't know what you would call it. An emerald. I don't know.
Emerald bitter.
Nah, no. I don't know. It's a Victoria bitter, everyone. It's a VB. This is one of Victoria's main points of pride. The Victorian bitter. It's delicious. It's bitter. It's 1.4 standard drinks. And it goes down a treat. And it's when you've got a hard-earned thirst, you need a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Victoria Bitter. No, we're not sponsored by them, but hey, you never know, we might get lucky.
You never know. One day we might get someone going, hey, sell us on the podcast, and we'll go, well, maybe, we'll watch your thing, but we'll just say yes.
Well, I can't imagine that anyone's going to be saying to us, hey, you talk to kids about a card game, teach them to drink alcohol. Which is not what we're about.
No.
But what about you, Rye? What are you pouring down your gullet?
Well, I have my Batman cup in front of me, as people would know. People know of. Sorry, they don't know that I've got it in my hand.
No.
So I have this, and it is full of water. Yeah, all my drinks I've just purchased, and they're not cold yet. So yeah, so
I'm gonna let you in on a secret here. This VB is not ice cold either.
Why did you? Oh, yeah, fair enough. You had to do it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I thought that it wasn't in the fridge most recently. I thought there were more. I thought I had beers in the fridge, but obviously I haven't been drinking, so I haven't put any beers in the fridge.
Yep.
Yeah, so that shot me in the foot. I should have planned ahead, and well, if I had have done what you did and bought them earlier, but yeah, it doesn't seem like you bought them until today. Is that right?
Yeah, I just bought them. Not even half an hour ago.
Oh wow! So you spent a bit of money about half an hour ago. Is what you're telling me?
Yeah, I did. I did use some of my dollars.
You used some of your dollars.
Yeah.
Would you say to me though it was almost as if it were a Nightmare Dollars Alice?
Nightmare Dollars Alice! Did you spend a lot of cash? What did you buy this week? Did it kick your wallet's ass? Now I'm broke! It's a joke! I've got no money! It's got no money!
Seriously, Mum, can I borrow $50?
Well, no, because it was just my weekly shop type thing, so it wasn't exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't anything too drastic.
No. It was just a normal shop. So yeah.
Right. Well, that defeats the purpose. That defeats the purpose of this segment here, which is to tell us all about the big money you spent, soon to be on Vanguard, but whatever you spent during the week. So Ryan, tell me, did you spend a lot of money this week?
Not really. I just spent money on petrol to get from here to the wedding and the wedding back to here and then here to the wedding again, and the wedding venue, should I say?
I was going to say, you did a lot of running back and forths, didn't you?
I did a little bit, but, fair enough.
No, Well, mate, I've got to say, this week as well, I'm trying to think, and I'm just pulling up my expenses, seeing what I've spent, if I spent a lot of money on anything.
Oh, actually, I think I remembered. It was my mother's birthday. I got her a nice little gift. So I spent a bit of money on that, yeah. So I got her a ticket to do some diving in the Mornington Peninsula down here in Victoria. To have a look at some seals, and they're meant to be dolphins. Unfortunately, she went twice because they've got like a dolphin guarantee. But she didn't see any, unfortunately, the first time or the second time. But they've even said, like, oh, hey, come back down next time. And it's still free. So it's like the best gift that I've given her. It's like one ticket for 3 times, yeah.
She's got to go 3 separate times on your money. That's awesome.
Yeah, so she's quite happy. She was even happy with what they did because, the seals were there, the stingrays were down there, and some seahorses as well, sea dragon things. So she's quite happy.
That's great. Oh, yeah. I love hearing that.
Yeah, so there was my nightmare dollars. I just completely forgot about that.
That's a good one. Well, the only thing I've dropped some cash on, I'm stockpiling a bit of money because I'm going to buy a bunch of a baking equipment, like a stand mixer and things like that, because I've really gotten into all the baking stuff. And I want to make a lot of cakes and breads. So I've been mixing all my stuff by hand. And I'm just over it, so I need to buy myself a stand mixer. So, putting money aside for that. But this week, the main amount of money that I've spent, or where my money has gone this week, is solely on Minecraft for Caitlin because she's been playing it a lot. So I bought her, I just realised she bought Nintendo Online just so she could play on the Switch, and she's playing on the Xbox. So, what was the point? What was the point? I just realised. But also, she's been playing Minecraft on these servers, and you've got like VIP. So like you can enter into a server, like a world server. So it's basically PvP. You're in a survival, thing against people, and you can pay money and become a VIP. So it's basically pay to win, effectively. It's almost, I likened it to Vanguard, where rather than just buy the boxes randomly, you just go online and buy the particular cards you want because you're going to save money in the long run anyway, and you're going to beat the crap out of people anyway because your deck's going to be complete, whereas everybody else is trying to do it the quote-unquote proper way. So anyway, these people, they can fly, right? So they fly over, F your shiz up, and then fly away. And so Cait was getting really sick of getting bullied by people because she's trying to build the world properly. Then someone flies over, attacks her, and then flies away, or burns her house down or whatever. So I said, Cait, that's it. We're paying for VIP. That's ridiculous. I'm sick of, you getting bullied. And then I was watching her play, and she said, "Oh, could you play with me?" And I said, "Yeah, all right." And I jumped in and said, "Well, I'm not buying VIP for myself as well. That's ridiculous." And so the phrase "you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain" is so apt, because now I'm going around bullying all these people. I am flying around with buckets of lava, flying to people's bases, covering it in lava, burning them in the lava, laughing maniacally and flying away. So I've just become the villain.
Yeah.
I've just become the villain. And I see why people pay for VIP, right? Because it's awesome. Like, destroying all this hard work that people have put in is just fun. It's like it's as rewarding as beating a child at Cardfight Vanguard, you know what I mean?
I don't know, because I was just happy to play, man. It was fun to beat up kids.
It was so fun. But you know what I realised, though, in saying that, right? You and I never stopped to take the time to ask those kids, how does that make them feel?
No, we didn't. We didn't ask them.
We never stopped to wonder how they were feeling. We never stopped to check in.
No.
We never stopped to drive check in. All right now, for all you boppers out there in the big city, all you street people with an ear for the action, I've been asked to relay a request from Podfight Vancast. It's a special for the listeners, that real live bunch who play Vanguard, and I do mean the listeners. Here's a hit with them in mind. Drop check in. We wanna see you wearing a grin. No need to be bitter, just let us know upon Twitter. Hashtag Hi Ryan, let us know if you're flying. Or maybe you're glad to listen to me sing you the song in the perfect key. I know what you're thinking, this is your favorite song. Well, let us know on Twitter, give us that Nathan. Drop check in right now. It's the drop check in right now.
Yeah, actually, so far, it's been pretty good, man. Your segues, they're not bad.
They have been pretty damn good, haven't they? Well, I know that we haven't checked in on our on these losers that we've destroyed in both Minecraft and Cardfight Vanguard. But it's time for us to check in with each other, check in with our audience, and bring up things that need to be brought up. Ryan, I'm checking in.
Checking in?
Checking in. I'm checking in. He's checking in. Checking in. How are you, mate?
I'm good.
Tell me.
I had a great long weekend here. It was an even longer one. And yeah, I've just been enjoying myself. We had a great time at the wedding. And now I'm just, getting shit done now. You know what I mean?
Mate, you're getting it done.
Yeah.
You're getting it done. Well, that's good.
Yeah. What about yourself, my friend? How are you?
Mate, I am well. Look, great time at the wedding as well. Lot of fun. That wedding was a very, very, I don't want to say that weddings have a tendency to, there's something wrong, but I feel like people mainly talk about what went wrong at an event rather than what was the good thing about the event. You know what I mean? Like people generally tend to say, "Oh, you'll never believe this." So if that's the mark of a bad wedding, I think the mark of a good wedding is that you've got nothing to say. And I've got no negatives to say about this wedding. It was wonderful. The bride was beautiful. Bart was thrilled to the back teeth. And I say that in a good way, not a negative way, because normally you say like, "Oh, thrilled to the back teeth." No, he was thrilled. You and I, mate, we very handsome looking groomsmen.
We were very nice. Very nice.
And so that was great, and it was just it's been a nice long weekend. Did you get any chockies, mate? Did you get spoiled with Easter eggs?
Yeah, I got some chockies actually, so that was nice, and yeah.
Nice.
I gave my son, Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow. Jeez, Freud much? Good Lord.
Yeah, my nephew, I gave him a little present, because I was
nice.
like, he's probably got enough bloody chocolate to sink a battleship, so I'll give him a...
What'd you get him?
Just a... So...
Is this Nightmare Dollars Alice? Did you just skip over this?
No, it was $10.
Nah, it's not so bad.
No.
Yeah. He doesn't listen to this podcast, does he?
Nah, I'll be right.
It's fine.
So, it's... When he was over here helping with... the move, my brother, his father, got him these really bad Transformers robots or something stupid like that.
Oh, what were they called? Yeah, it was...
Change robots or change bots, I think, or something stupid like that.
And it was something like... Oh, God, it was like the worst, and we did it in the catchphrase. Yeah, go on.
So,
I remember them.
So they were just, $10 from the corner store. I was like, I'll have a look at that corner store, and I went in, saw how dodgy it was. And
very dodgy.
And then I saw this, and I was like, I've got to get him one. So I bought him one, and I gave that to him. So he's now got two of these really, really dodgy Transformers that he loves. When
you could have spent another $10 and probably bought a Transformer from the actual...
Yeah, spend an extra...
From a toy shop.
Yeah, an actual decent one. But,
no, that's great. See, he loves his fake Transformer robot GoBot things.
Yeah. Change
That's awesome.
Things, yeah.
Change, I think it was something called change robots. It's like, change robots, they become other things. Something like that.
Yeah, because they don't even become like... this one was the truck one. So this was an Optimus Prime rip-off out of all... it was just insane how crazy...
Croptimus Grime or something.
Yeah. But the other one he had, it turned into like some weird, sort of alien creature
It was like a Wolverine.
Yeah, and you're just like, what the hell is that? But, so yeah, he's now got two of them, so enjoy that.
Well, that's good. And so it sounds like he had a good Easter then?
Yeah, I reckon.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, on that same token, I think this is a good time to shout out and check in with one of our listeners who have tweeted at us. Folks, we'll shout you out right now. We'll check in on you. So, Bernardo Owu, or Uwu, I believe it's the OWO, the little thing. Mm-hmm. How are you? Hope you're well. Thank you for engaging with us. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for engaging with us. It was great having a chat with you.
Yeah. Hashtag Ryan. I was very pleased. You've moved me to tears.
in only a good way.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah.
You know, yeah. So let us know. Let us know how you are. You know, tweet at us. Let us know how you're doing. And folks, you can join in and tell us exactly how you are. What are you feeling? How's things? Mm-hmm. See, Bernardo is a Nova Grappler loyalist as well. So let us know what decks you play and what you might be excited for the future of Overdress. Let us know what deck you're going to be playing. Now, I think that was pretty big news for us, don't you?
I reckon it was huge news. Someone actually talked to us.
That's great. That's all I've wanted. Like I said, this is I don't care. We can have one listen, as long as that one listener, if they want to be part of our Podfight Vancast family, I want them to be part of it.
Please do.
Absolutely, and that was So I think this is really big news for us. And
I would say it's a bit breaking newsworthy, but it wasn't.
Do you reckon
because it was? We've already said it. So
we have already said it. So you know what? Maybe we just need to go find out what might be breaking in break riding news. Stand up. It's break riding news. Give you information, we ain't leaving clues. We just tell the truth about that Vanguard life. Not some celebrity in trouble with his wife. Maybe it's a card you like. Maybe it's a card that just ain't right. Boom, boom, 1, 2. Hit you with that insight. So stand that Vanguard. We here all night. Aight? It's break riding news. It's break riding news. It's break riding news. Give you information. We ain't leaving clues. We out of here. Retire that rear guard. Thank you for helping me set that one up, Ryan.
Yeah, that was all right. Well, you were pretty much halfway there, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to add my 2 cents in.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. I've got to make sure you're involved in this somehow. It's not just my podcast. Yeah. And there's no more Q&As out there.
No. I'm a bit sad. It seems like they hired the new staff, and then we're like, oh, well, you did such a good job. Just relax,
Yeah, you guys have done absolutely the best you could possibly do, so we're done here now.
Yeah, you've done it so well that we don't need any more. You know what I mean?
Well. No. And today, this week, we have mainly card reveals. There has been a couple. There has been a couple of artwork stuff that they've shown us as well. There's been a few announcements for an online store, which is very, very cool as well. And, of course, the anime is now officially underway, not including the reveal that they, or the live stream that they had last week. They've now dumped it as of Saturday gone, so the 3rd of April. And I believe that means moving forward, we will have the episodes every week. Yeah. So that is something to look forward to in the Judge Shuffle, folks.
Yeah.
But I'm not segueing into the Judge Shuffle just yet, right? So
no, not yet. We've got
news.
We've got news.
We have plenty of news to talk about. So I think the very first thing is let's tackle here the artwork that we have for Yu Yu's family of Natsuko, Yukiko, and Akiko. So I believe I believe they're supposed to all be the sisters because none of them look particularly like a mum. But I mean, I could be wrong.
Is it any with an apron? If there's an apron, that's the mother.
Well, yes. One is wearing...
That was very, very bad of me. It's just in most animes, the mother wears... Yeah.
The apron. No, I know. I knew what you were getting at. There was no negative connotation there. Trust me.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually don't think it's an apron. It looks like an apron in a picture, but it could just be a dress, to be honest with you, because it's.
Oh, okay.
The more I look at it, the more it looks. It's sort of tied up at the back. No, it's just probably a dress. But we just have the 3 of them. I unfortunately don't know which one's which, but we do know that his sisters, at least 2 of those sisters there, make Yu Yu dress up as a girl. Yep. Now I rewatched it.
Yeah.
So hold that back. Let's talk about this in the judge shuffle, actually. So we'll keep that to the thing. But the artwork is just pretty straightforward. It's not so much very interesting in terms of the reveal. Oh, it's only interesting if you didn't watch the anime. I'm not saying that the artwork isn't interesting, but it's pretty stock standard artwork for characters I don't imagine are going to get much airtime. It's not going to be like Emmy, who became a card fight player. I get the feeling these guys are just going to sort of play a sort of second fiddle and never really change up their outfits. So they're fine, but a bit of an interesting one there. But then we also get to see, then straight after that is Tamari's scenes. They've pulled up Tamari's scenes from the first episode. So 2 scenes where she's a cop, where she's arresting that pervert, and the other 2 scenes is where she is in her sort of more... Well, she's wearing... I realised too, she wears her cop shirt, but without... It doesn't have sleeves, so I don't know that's like regulation uniform, but she just takes her jacket off and looks like changes her shorts. Because she's wearing blue shorts, but then she changes into black shorts with like a studded belt. And she is when she's being the announcer. So they all have very drastic, all with the exception of Toya and Danji, and the other 2, like the white-haired dude and the butler. Yeah. They all have very drastic, like, we drew on this last week, but they all have very drastic changes. So we see here scenes as well. I think that's them just trying to get everybody interested and get ready for the new series.
Yeah.
But the main bit of news, though, to take away from this, apart from a bunch of card reveals that we've got over the course of the week, is that the OverTrigges have all finally been revealed. Now, we already knew about the Dragon Empire, and we already had the Dark States one revealed as well.
That's true.
So, last week... or this week, we have got the final 3 for the rest of the states, or the nations. They're called nations. So what I think we'll do is, we'll talk about these ones first, then we'll talk about the rest of the reveals. What do you reckon?
Sounds good.
All right, let's just remind everyone, refresh everyone's memories of Dragon Empire and the Dark States. So, for the Dragon Empire, we have the Dragon Deity, King of Resurgence, Drug Vader. He is... that classic Indian Hindu-style dragon, multiple arms. He's got the we had a name for it. What was it? The chakra?
Chakra?
The ring. Yeah, the chakra. Yeah, so it's the
Something.
Rings.
Yep.
He's got those short daggers. He's got the big sort of scimitar-styled blade. Very Hindu dragon-styled, multiple arms. His ability was, apart from the reveal that's a trigger, you get to draw. You remove it from play, draw a card, give 100 million power to one of your units. His additional effect is choose your Vanguard and stand it. So at first we thought this must be setting a precedent for them all. You get to stand your Vanguard and attack again. I mean, you've got an extra 100 million power. It's pretty much impossible to block unless they have a perfect guard or a sentinel at this stage. So pretty good early on. This is useful all the way through. Yeah. Right? This one is useful at any stage of the game, because if you get it on your first turn, great. You get to basically guarantee a second damage to them early on. You get to build up your hand some more. Perfect. And at late game, it could be just what you need to push them over. Our second one then is the Hades Dragon Deity of Resentment, Galmegaheld. So he is the Dark States. Same situation, reveals as a trigger, you remove it, draw a card, give 100 million power. He also has the additional effect of, during your turn, all of your Vanguards get plus 10k power and 1 critical until end of the fight. So this guy just said, hey, he just said, hey, Drag Vader, you think you're cool? Get ready to get absolutely trounced, loser. And he has just shonked all over this dude. So, yes, an additional attack is useful towards, at any point. But an extra 10k and a critical is permanently useful no matter what's happening. Because it's all of your Vanguards. So it doesn't matter if you get it first turn, you ride later, it stays on your Vanguards. The whole way through. I mean, come on. That is top of the pops. That means your opponent is constantly having to... You know how it's like, I won't guard your Vanguard and hope you don't get a critical? Now it's like, okay, you're already permanently on a critical. I can't risk taking 2 damage. You know what I mean? That is great. Ryan? Ryan? Folks, I believe we've lost Ryan.
Hello, can you hear me?
I've got you back, mate. What happened?
Somehow I must have knocked the mute button.
Oh, I see. Well, everyone, Ryan's back.
Yep.
Ryan, did you hear everything I said?
I did. I did a little spiel as well. Just saying.
Redo your spiel. Go.
Redo my spiel. Right. Pretty much like, so I block the rear guard and I'll go, oh, should I block this rear guard or no, I'll let this rear guard go through because that's only 1 damage. I'm going to block the shit out of this Vanguard. This is bullshit. Why is this Vanguard having an extra critical every turn?
And you have to block. You have to block it all the time because then if you check another critical, game over, Red Rover. That's 3 damage for nothing. So if we already compare the two, this guy's number 1. Drag Vader is number 2.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now that said, how will it stand up to our next critical trigger? Our next OverTrigger. The one for Brant Gate, Star Dragon, Deity of Infinitude, Elder Breath. So, same thing as always, folks. Revealed as a trigger, remove it, draw a card, choose one of your units, gets 100 million power, and if it's in its drive check stage, its additional effect is double the power and critical of all of your front row units until end of turn. I have to censor that.
Sorry,
oh
yes.
Okay.
No, I can't even say that.
Okay, so
let's
Yeah, let's look at it this way. So this one is really only going to be useful late game.
Yeah.
Right, because it doubles the power and critical of front row units until end of turn. Now the issue is if you don't have front row units, you can't really make any use of it.
True.
So you've got to make sure you've got a full field, and this sort of basically says you've got to pull full field. Early game may not be super useful unless you've got a full field. It's sort of telling you that you've got to play from the start constantly full fielding to get the true power of this card. Now that said, if you were to check a critical trigger first, and you gave that power to your Vanguard, and said, you give the critical to your Vanguard and power to the other unit, then you checked this after it, your Vanguard's already at 2 damage. He now goes to 4 damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
so you actually would just deal 4 damage in one go.
And he's got a power of 200 million.
Yeah, that's right. But that's it's already hit. At that stage, it's already hit.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But if it wasn't going to hit, then you go 200 million. But that's the thing, and there's the thing. Yeah. There's the thing. If it's already hit, look, you're doubling the critical, so you could end up dealing, and you can put 100 million onto somebody else, and that way that guy becomes 200 million, 2 criticals, and then your other guy can be 20k 2 critical. You know what I mean? Mm. So this is disgusting for a single turn. I still don't think it's necessarily better than the Hades Dragon. I sort of feel that one gives permanent pressure. True. Because this is only one for the turn, and yes, if you're full fielding it, you're now really seriously a threat to be, like, you're pretty much guaranteed to end the match at that stage. But if this happens early in game, or if you're not full fielding it, you're not taking full advantage of this ability. So I would put this on second, maybe, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. I can say that.
As long as this is a thing, as long as they don't give a restander, or if they don't add any units that get to increase their critical for Brant Gate, then this won't become the number 1. But if they do that, then this is number 1. If that's number 2, where would the Keta Sanctuary's Light Dragon Deity of Honors, Amartanoa, where would he fit? So, again, like we've said, if you check it as a trigger, you remove it, draw a card, choose one of your units, gets 100 million. If revealed during your drive check, its additional effect is until end of turn, you also perform drive checks for the battles your rear guards attack. So, this is cool. Really, really cool, because now your rear guards are also, you're able to, and this is super useful for a Keta Sanctuary deck, where, in both, really, for the hexagonal one, also the Hexa Orb, for Hexa Orb, and it's great for Bastion, because for Hexa Orb, you're able to stack your cards on the top of your deck, so you can make sure this OverTrigger is sitting right there, and that way you're going to be able to flood your hand, or if you might know the next 5 cards, let's say, you now know exactly how you're going to be able to pull every 5 card that you want. On the same sense, for Bastion, this card shines for Bastion. This makes Bastion super useful, because when a grade 3 is checked doing a drive check, you can stand a rear guard. Now, it doesn't have to be its own drive check.
No, yeah.
It says during your drive check, if a grade 3 is checked. Exactly, and that's why they've made it once per turn as well. Because otherwise you could be constantly checking and constantly standing.
True.
So, this OverTrigger for a Bastion, you can end up with anywhere between 6 to 8 drive checks. So why this OverTrigger shines for Bastion is, though, because you can have that 6 to 8 cards drawn. And the reason there is, if you attack with a rear guard first, attack with Bastion, hoping to get a grade 3, you don't, but you get this OverTrigger. Or even if you do, let's say, you can stand one of your rear guards. So that's 1 check. So it's 1 drive check. Then you can attack with your rear guard. That's 2 drive checks. Attack with your other rear guard. That's 3 drive checks, 6 cards. If, however, you take a punt, and this is where it's going to be a bit of a play. If you take a punt and attack with Bastion first, and you check this OverTrigger and no grade 3s, you can go Bastion first. OverTrigger. That way, your rear guards now have the ability to drive check. Rear guard drive checks a grade 3. You can now stand him, so that's the second drive check, third drive check, fourth drive check with your final attacks. So you can end up with 8 cards in your hand. I mean, it's super friggin' cool.
Yeah.
And heaps of pressure on your opponent, because now your every check could be a critical trigger, heal trigger, front trigger, draw trigger, whatever.
Yeah. But it's 8 cards in your hand. Like, no matter what, you're going to get something.
It can be up to 8 cards in your hand.
Yeah.
Surely. Now, the downside is you may check entirely grade 3s.
Yes.
So, by and large, that does nothing for you, and you sort of lose the ability to guard. However, you may check those criticals. So, is this better than the others? I say this is better than Drag Vader, certainly better than just a standing Vanguard. Because, yes, the standing Vanguard can attack again, but you're literally able to drive check with all your other units, so you're effectively doing that better. Because you're getting multiple attacks with multiple drive checks, which is what the whole impression of standing a Vanguard is, to give yourself multiple drive checks. Is it better than doubling your power and adding criticals to the entire front row? I don't know. I think it's maybe on par with that. Because if you're able to check a critical trigger on your drive check, well, you're basically doing the same thing anyway. So I'm very curious to see what... I think this is fantastic. You can possibly... You're in a premium, you could create an infinite loop. That's the scary thing. You could create an infinite loop in premium. You can't create an infinite loop in standard. I think this is probably... I don't think this is necessarily better than a Vanguard who's constantly swinging for 2 criticals every turn. But... And this has no use until grade 3, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Because your drive checks... And it has to be a grade 3, and you have to have grade 3s on the field the entire time for them to be worth the drive check.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, grade 3 has twin drive. So if you've got a grade 2 on the field or a grade 1, and those guys are attacking, well, you're only getting a single drive. So you need grade 3s. So I think this one may be on par with the Brantgate one, but it could falter to Brantgate because this one has a very specific setup and a very specific deck that it should be played with.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. I reckon.
Well, there you go. We don't. All right. Well, let's jump across to our final overtrigger. And as I said just before, for Stoicheia, it is the Source Dragon, Deity of Blessings, Bless Favor. I don't like that its name has Bless twice in a row. Nobody else had that, did they? Like, what is it? Dragon of the Dragons.
Yeah, you're just like, why? Okay.
He is also a dragon. They're all dragons. Anyway, exact same thing as every other time. When revealed as a trigger, remove it, draw a card, give a unit 100 million power. Revealed during the drive check, you can draw a card, choose one of your units, it gets +1 critical. All front row get 10k, and if your damage zone has more cards than your opponents, choose a card from your damage zone and heal it. It's all triggers at once. Yes and no. Because there's a couple of things I've got a problem with this. So, I think this might ultimately falter or fall to the bottom of the rank.
Okay.
Because...
please tell me.
Because think of it this way. So draw a card. Okay, so you get a second card. Let's look at Drag Vader. Drag Vader allows you to do a second drive trick. So you end up with 2 more cards anyway. So already he's got more cards.
Yep.
Right? Keta Sanctuary has the ability to draw in 8 cards. So, okay, that's already out of it. So the drawing unit's not that great. Choose one of your units, it gets +1 critical until end of turn. Okay, so then we verse that against the Brantgate. Brantgate gets doubles the criticals of all units. And the Dark States gives +1 critical permanently until the end of the game. So then we look at, okay, all front row units get +10k power. Okay. Again, Brantgate doubles the power of their units. And if you're attacking with grade 3s, well, that's actually 13k power. And then we look at Dark States. Well, the Vanguard gets a permanent 10k as well. So then the final one is, okay, this is a heal trigger. If your damage zone has more cards than your opponent's. Well, a heal trigger is if you're equal to or more normally. So this now says you have to have more damage. So then you get to heal. So if you're on, let's say it's the very start and you trigger this on the very first turn, yes, it acts as a critical and yes, you draw a card. But if you don't have a full front row, the 10k goes nowhere because you've already hit. And besides, let's face it, 100 million power gets you over the top regardless. But you won't be able to heal. So it's sort of...
Yeah, I see, yeah. It's very late game.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's hugely late game, and you have to be backed right into a corner to really see any benefit of this one. Yeah, it's really fun. Hey, how cool is this? It's all triggers at once, but unless you're going to lose, this is sort of like a 5th heal.
Yeah.
But unless you're going to lose, well.
And you can't even be like,
but again,
same damage, can you? Because
it can't be same damage.
It can't be a very close game. It just has to be a close game. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you and I were both on 4 damage, I wouldn't heal.
No.
But if you were on 5, if I was on 5 and you're on 4, then I would heal. Because the heal triggers say, if you have the same number of cards or more in your damage zone than your opponent, choose a card from your damage zone and heal it. Well, this guy doesn't say that. This guy says if you've got more, then heal. So I think they did that. I don't know why they did that. I don't know if that's possibly maybe a typo. Because it's like, we don't want to be too broken. How is that broken? I mean, this is
other
by
ones
far,
were
I think,
more broken. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And the thing is, remember, this only heals 2 on your attack. That's the other thing.
Oh, yeah.
If you check this on your damage, it doesn't heal.
No, it doesn't.
So that's
nothing.
the other thing. It's
very
really
circumstantial. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, there was a typo apparently in the original reveal that said that it was... it's all your front rows get plus 10,000 power. It doesn't say until end of turn. But okay. They have clarified it. They have clarified it already, saying, no, this is all end of turn.
Yeah.
They were just sort of... that's apparently... So they clarified that on Twitter because everyone's going, holy crap, it's at least all your front rows get 10k power. Okay. And then they were on Twitter and went, no, that's not the case. It's just till end of turn.
Yeah,
so, again, see, every card... So, I just don't think this is very good. That said, it's great for in general, and if it goes off, it goes off. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not that it's too circumstantial.
It's just that it is circumstantial. That's the only problem.
Yeah. Now I'm just reading some comments here, by the way, just for clarity's sake. Someone has said, I think it's a mistake on the English Vanguard. They've said that the particular character on the Japanese card denotes equal to or greater than. And I hope that's true, but it's also a shame that they've already got a misprint in one of their cards.
Yeah, and especially for the start of a new series and how they're going all gung-ho on it, and yeah.
They've got it, and this has been a major problem for Vanguard the whole way through, is that the quality control is poor.
Yeah.
Especially on English card releases. And I think one of the major problems that will be there is that until it's officially errated, it's not official. So it's all well and good that people say, oh no, the Japanese card says this. So what? The English card doesn't. And until it's officially announced, you have to play it as such. Yeah. Like, that's the rules. There is no, but. No. If you've played Vanguard, you know that the ruling is, until that it's been ruled upon, you can't use it as you think it's meant to be intended. But I'm sure it will be changed. I'm almost positive that it will. But again,
for now,
pretty poor at the start. But for now, but even then, okay, great. I can heal if I'm equal to or have more. Well, problem there is it only works on my drive check, and again, if this comes up early turns, it's as useless as an early heal trigger. So you've already wasted one of those abilities.
Yeah.
In fact, you're likely to waste two out of the four, because the front row getting 10k power. Okay, big deal. If you've only got one unit, you're going to give the 100 million power to your Vanguard. So my Vanguard gets 100 million power. Then I get to draw a card, get a critical. Okay, he gets an extra 10k power, nobody else does. And I've got no damage, so I don't heal. Worst one of them all. So I think in terms of ranking, I think in terms of usefulness, and Ryan, if you've got a different opinion, let me know. Mm-hmm. But I think it goes Dark States with the permanent critical.
Yep.
Then it goes Brandt Gate with the double critical, double power.
Mm-hmm.
I would argue equal would be Keter Sanctuary. So in equal second is then Keter Sanctuary with the all units get a drive check.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Dragon Empires Stand Your Vanguard gets number 4th. And Stoicheia, unfortunately, gets this for number 5. What do you think?
Yeah, so I would go, Dark States 1, Brandt 2, Keter 3, Dragon 4, and Stoicheia. You've brought me around with Stoicheia. You're 100% right.
Yep.
It's just circumstantial. And to get all four things to go through at once,
But there you go, right? We've gone through our OverTrigges. There's our entire reveal of OverTrigges. So what say you and I, mate? Talk about the remaining cards that have been revealed. It's not everything. We've still got a fair whack that are left.
Yeah.
But until we get we've still got a month and a bit away before we get to have this finished. But I'm assuming this will get finished in the next couple of weeks. So we're probably going to have something to talk about next week.
Very true.
All right, Rye. Let's do this. Let's go to number 10 in the list of the Genesis of the 5 Greats, the Sylvan Horned Beast, Gaiunosla. Gaiunosla. I think you'll like this one.
It looks cute, and I like it. Rudy would like it.
Rudy would love it. It's like a bear with antlers, but it looks like they're tree branches instead of antlers.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused. Unless
that
is actually meant to be artwork from behind him and not actually connected to his head.
No, surely not. No, that's definitely connected to his noggin.
Yeah, sure.
Isn't it? Well, anyway, I'm looking at it. Yeah, of course it's connected. And it looks like he's got fruit hanging off of them. And he's got little yellow nipples.
But no, they're fireflies.
I know what they are, but you're not going to unsee that now, mate.
I 100%, and it's annoying. Anyway, let's talk about the ability before you annoy me even more.
Hey, well, mate, this is a Stoicheo unit. You tell me what his ability is.
Okay. Alright, so he's a grade 2. He's 10,000, and he's got auto, back row, rear guard. When this unit attacks, cost counterblast 1. Choose one of your other rear guards, and it gets unit's power until end of turn. Increase its power at that time. So does that just double it? Is that what it's talking about?
Well,
sorry.
No. So what it's
am I?
No. So what it's saying is no. So when this guy attacks, you can counterblast 1 and give another one of the rear guards his power.
Oh, right. Yep. So if this unit's at the moment it's 10k, so you would give it 10k, but most likely you're going to boost it. With other
that's right, and you know
things,
how exactly, and you know how you can have all these other things on top of it. You can focus on this guy because it's like I'll give one unit 5k power, then it's like I'll give one unit 10k power. You put it all to this guy because then that turns him to, let's say you put him to 25k.
Yeah,
he attacks, you counterblast 1, and then you choose another one of your rear guards, and they become 25k as well.
Not bad.
So therefore, that's really cool. That's a really great way of getting around the whole who do I pick. No, you just pick him. Pick this guy. And it works with Magnolia, because Magnolia is if you give one of your units, what was it, 5k power, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
But if you had Persona blasted that turn, you give 3 of them.
Or was it 1 3k, and then if you Persona blast, it's 5k.
That's right.
Something like that. Anyway, but
whatever. The point is, if you haven't Persona blasted, you can give it to Sylvanhorn, and then Sylvanhorn can give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
So you can sort of get around it. I think this is an absolute staple for a Sylvanhorn deck.
100%, I agree.
Obviously.
With that.
Yeah. So that's really, really cool. Really like him. I think he's absolutely a must play. He certainly won't have any use in a Alchemagic deck.
True.
An Alchemagic deck, but still. Let's then jump to number 20 in our list. He's Cait Sanctuary, so I'll handle this one. The Knight of War Damage Facade. So, continuous. He's a grade 3, 13k, also has Persona Ride, not that it matters, it's all rear guard. Which we have an answer, so just in case people are wondering, the reason that their Persona Ride is premium. So, in case you have absolutely no choice but to ride this guy in premium, you could, in great theory, use its Persona Ride. Yep. Not that it would do much for you, but it's one of those situations where you have no choice but to ride the rear guard Vanguard.
Yep.
Here's what you can do. At least you can get something out of it. Totally dig it. Never thought about it. So anyway, moving on. He is our grade 3 for the Cait Sanctuary. So his first ability is as a rear guard. He cannot be chosen by opponents' card effects. And his second ability on rear guard is when his attack hits, countercharge 1, soul charge 1. Now, I think they need to clarify this because it's countercharge 1 / soul charge 1. Is that choose one or the other?
Is it both?
I think
or
it
do
might
you choose one.
Yeah, I think it's choose one because wouldn't it say, normally it would say when this unit's attack hits countercharge 1 and soul charge 1. This is countercharge 1 / soul charge, so I feel like it's choose.
I think it's choose as well, to be perfectly honest. Though why wouldn't you? Oh, then again, there is a lot of that need some soul blasting, isn't there? Because I would normally just use countercharge, wouldn't you?
100% countercharge. Now, because this is really good because you're going to start using a lot of counterblasts coming up for a lot of these cards. This guy is absolutely a must in any deck really, because the other thing is when this unit can't be chosen by opponent card effects, it's what is that? Why have they got that ability? You're literally saying you have to attack this guy to retire him. You can't just pop him.
Yeah, true.
So I don't understand why that was added, but good for them.
Yeah.
Now, someone's comment here is, I forget how the slash works. Does that mean you do both or pick one? Someone says you do both as much as possible. So someone says, that's awesome, thanks. Is that right? Because I feel like that wasn't... countercharge one. Like, why can't I? I can definitely do both, as always. Like, because then what you're saying is you do one, but you do both as much as possible. So, like, do you just do countercharge first and then soul charge, maybe? It's like if you can't countercharge, then you have to soul charge.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Whatever. I'm sure that'll get addressed. And maybe, hey, someone in the comment or someone at Twitter, let us know. But I like this guy. Definitely he's going to see play in my deck.
Yeah.
Now we'll go to another Keta Sanctuary, Painkiller Angel. Grade 1, number 21. Auto Rearguard. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Cost is Soul Blast 1 and retire to draw a card.
Not the worst.
Yeah. But... No, it's okay. I think it's pretty useful for building hand up, but it helps out Bastion. But
I just think there's better hand drawing mechanics out there for them. Yeah,
that's it. And again, it's counterblast, and you retire the unit to just draw a single card. It's a grade 1. I've did the maths on the cards I'm going to be using in my deck, and I think I've got like 4 grade 1s. It's going to be a terrible build. I've really got to check this out, but I don't have room for a card like this.
No. Well, you just want grade 3s, don't you?
Really. And look, it's a bit of a joke, I guess, towards Angel Feather, because I think Angel Feather is always overpriced for recycling units, but it's pretty heavy costed, because, I mean, you lose 2 cards to gain 1. So... Well, really, it's lose 1, draw 1, if you're ignoring the soul blasting ability. But really, you've got 2 costs for a single unit. I mean, you still leaves you at a -1. Don't love it.
No.
Now, folks, this is a bit of a special one here, because if I'm playing Keta Sanctuary and Ryan's playing Stoicheia and or Dark States, Caitlin will be playing the Dragon Empire only because of the Dust Storm card, which I've heard isn't very good. But that's okay. Cait's not going to be playing in any serious tournaments, or at all, probably. But as a bit of a special guest, I have Caitlin in to read us Drag Ritter Debar. So, Caitlin, how are you?
Excellent, thank you.
Well, that's good. So, do you understand anything about Carpo Vanguard?
No.
Are you excited to play with Ryan and me?
Yep.
Okay, you can say that a little more believable.
Yeah.
All right. Well, can you do me a favour? Can you read to everybody this card? So I'll get you to reread his name for us.
Drag Ritter Dabar.
Probably. What grade is he there?
2.
Yep. And do you want to tell us all his ability?
All right. So it says when this unit is placed on
rearguard.
Rearguard. Yep. I know what that means.
Good.
The cost. Counterblast 2, Soul Charge 1, and choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it.
So, what do you reckon, Kate?
Sounds really good.
Yeah, do you think that's going to...
really bad, I don't know.
No, I think that's pretty good, actually.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Considering, I mean, it's a pretty good cost. Counterblast... Oh, actually, no, it's not. Counterblast 2. Woof.
Yeah,
that's actually... I thought it was Counterblast 1. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm not happy with that at all.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, you get to...
Oh, no, 2. 2 is too many.
It is?
1 would be it.
1 would be okay because you get to Soul Charge, so it's almost like you'd Counterblast 1 to Soul Charge 1 because you need the Soul for Eugene anyway.
True.
So...
You poor Eugene.
You will... That's your Vanguard.
He doesn't have a soul.
He needs 5 at least.
5?
Well, he needs 5.
5 souls?
Yeah, you should know that.
Yeah, I do.
He's your ace. Well,
I did.
Before Cait leaves, because Cait, I'm sure, wants to go back to killing villagers or like other players in Minecraft.
Wasn't, no.
Oh, you won't?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll get you to also read us this other Dragon Empire card. So we're going to skip along, Ryan, to number 61. We'll go back. We'll go back, but that way I don't have to keep reading.
Ninyo Shigamanago.
What did you say? What'd you get?
Ninyo.
What'd you get? Ninyo. Oh, you're reading it phonetically in Japanese. Fair enough.
Stealth Fiend.
All right, so Caitlin, who have you got for us?
The Stealth Fiend of Shigamanago.
We'll just call it Shigamango. That's funny.
Shigamanago.
All right, what grade is it?
I've got glasses on. 1.
Cool. And what's its ability for us?
Oh, that's very long.
It is.
Rear guard.
Yes.
When your opponent's rear guard is retired during your main phase, retire this unit Look at the top card of your deck, and you may call a unit card from among them to your rearguard. If you do not, put the rest into your soul.
All right, Cait, what do you think of that guy? Knowing what you know about that last one, what do you think about this one's costing and its ability?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that.
Yeah, I reckon.
I reckon you're right. I reckon yes. I
Yeah.
reckon yes
This
is
one,
correct.
yeah.
Because
I reckon.
for a common, this is pretty good because it's during main phase, whatever, you can retire a unit and or if you've retired one of their units, you bomb your own unit and then call a unit card from the top of your deck. So you don't have to. And if you choose not to, you fill your soul up for Eugene.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eugene.
And
Not
if
Eugene.
the only thing your risk is seeing a trigger unit.
Yeah, true.
So whatever. But it's good synergy with Eugene. I think that it doesn't work with anything else.
No.
But I think that's the best card for Eugene. And hey, for a common, Eugene seems like the budget deck anyway. So I think that's pretty good.
Yep.
Cait, do you like it?
Yes, I do.
Good one. All right. Well, Cait, thank you so much for being our guest on today's episode.
Oh, you're welcome.
We're
Thank you,
thrilled to
Kate.
have you. And
Thank you. Yeah.
Ryan also says thank you. Just so we're clear, Ryan, she can't hear you.
Oh, right. Okay. Makes sense.
But I know Ryan, and I know that he is always thrilled to have me.
He was thrilled to have
Yeah.
me.
100%.
But no, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm very excited to play Podfight Vanguard with you. Are you excited to play with me?
Yes.
Hey, that's
Good
better
answer.
than what she
Good
said.
answer.
It's better than what she said before when I asked her. She said, "I'm not playing, Nathan." So that's pretty good. She knows what side of bread is buttered for the audience. She likes the audience. And we also have Kazoo in here. I'm sure everyone has been able to hear him purring the entire time because it's so loud. You may not have heard it, Ryan, but
No.
good grief.
Yeah.
He's doing it now.
Oh, yeah. I got it. That is
Yeah,
amazing.
Kate has put him right up against the mic.
Everybody is welcome.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Bye.
I'm thrilled. We'll get you in next week if there's any more Dragon Empires to read.
I can read those.
You can read those.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, thank you. Love you. Bye. So there we go. That's pretty. So there you go. So there's
Yeah.
those two cards. So I think that Drag Ritter is woof, high cost.
Yeah.
It's a heavy cost, and look, to be fair, playing it with Eugene, if there's no counterblasting in that deck, you may have no real choice but to use this guy, especially because the soul charging thing. But Stealth Fiend Shigamaganago is pretty damn good, actually.
I enjoy looking at that card. That one should see some play with the Eugene decks.
If we
And,
get
yeah.
anyone playing Eugene. Like
Yeah,
I said, I've heard a lot of negative comments about Eugene being the weaker of the two, which is pretty
Yeah.
shocking considering that at the time, what do you call it? At the time, Overdress didn't seem anything too special. But I suppose you'd combo Overdress and Eugene together.
I'm not too sure about
Oh,
that.
you might as well.
Yeah, but it's
Because
just...
doesn't
it's not-
Virena give you a retire?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, if Irina gives you a retire, then you might as well, because
Yeah, true, right.
Eugene's all about, like, stacking your retiring. Anyway. Alright, let's go across then to another Keter, number 45. This is the Great Snake Witch Solaria, grade 3. Before I tell you whether she works with one particular one or the other, I think she, they're either Hexa Orb or Bastion. I guess she works for both. When it's discarded from hand during your turn, counter +1, soul +1, draw a card.
Yep.
It's good in terms of like a ride deck style, but also does Bastion, like, I think there might be some cards in there. It's like discard a grade 3, deuce, draw a card. So it's like if you discard her, you can then pay counter +1, soul +1 to then draw another card. Sure, but it's still a bit costly, that's all.
I would be happy without the counterblast. If there was no counterblast, I would say this card very
Because
useful.
Yeah, because it has to be discarded from hand during your turn. Yeah. So it's sort of like that's already a bit of a circumstantial cost. So even if it was just a counterblast or if it was just a soul blast, but because I guess there's a guarantee, you can guarantee to draw a card at the ride deck start of it. But I don't look. But I think, like I said, I think there's some units in the Bastion build that allow you to discard cards. So it might be costed fine. But again, I mean that last Keter that we had where it was like Counterblast 2, or no, it was like Counterblast 15 or something. It's sort of like, well, drawing a single card, not really great. I tell you, there's a lot of Keter reveals, mate, because I'm just jumped across to the next one that we've got here. Number 48, the Divine Sister Fasciata. Grade 1. So once per turn, when your drive check reveals a trigger unit, Soul Blast 2, countercharge 1. That's pretty good.
Pretty damn good.
I mean, you can't really rely on this one for Bastion.
No.
But certainly works for the Hexa Orbs because you're going to put triggers on the top of your decks. And if you've got to spend counterblasts, then you can just keep this one on there. Soul Blasting 2. Soul's really getting a workout. Like, there's a lot of Soul Blasting in a lot of these decks. Like, all the decks across the board are really focusing heavy on it. And I just don't think that... I mean, this would probably be fine to play, actually. Don't get me wrong. But, I don't know. It's a rare. Yeah, I reckon this might see some play.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, it feels heavy cost, that's all, for Counterblast 2. Especially if it's drive checking a trigger unit. Again, pretty circumstantial, but, whatever.
Yeah, true.
Now, Ryan, why don't you take us away with the with number 51? Mm-hmm. It's a Stoicheia unit.
It is a Sylvan Horned Beast, Aleo? I'll go.
Yeah, it's Aleo, yeah.
All right, so grade 2 is Act Rearguard. Cost, retire this unit, choose 2 of your units, and then get power 5,000 until end of turn. Yeah, I'll be happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Especially with
it's not stupidly...
other card that we were talking about before.
Yeah, that's exactly right, isn't it? You
works.
Can now go, 2 units, they get 5k, then you use his ability to give it to somebody else. Yeah. So at least all of them get 5k, and it only costs you a counterblast and a retire. I feel that it's a bit costed for a retiring. I mean, you get 2 units, but 5k each isn't stupidly high. But it's 2 units, 5k, and now especially coupled with some of the other units, and Geo Galinglo, the other one. Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is pretty good. I think this it's a rare. Yeah, I reckon this could see some play. Yeah. I don't know if you'd necessarily, go out of your way to run it, but...
Yeah. I don't know.
You could.
I'll probably have a look. I'm definitely going to be interested in Stoicheia, so I'll see how they go. And, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right.
Well, the other deck you're interested in is the Dark States.
True.
So you can take over for number 71.
Very true. All right. Eminence Jarboris. I'm going to go Jarboris.
Jarboberis. I think it's Jarboberis.
Jarboberis.
Because it's like Cerberus, isn't it? But it's Jarboberis. And also, it's like Eminem. I immediately looked at it and looked at it was like, Eminem, what? Eminem Jarboberis. Go ahead. Tell me about him.
So he is a grade 1 auto rearguard. When this unit boosts, this unit gets power 2,000 until end of turn.
Lame.
Nice.
Just lame.
But it's just solid. It's there's nothing wrong with it, and yeah.
But there are so many better boosters out there for this deck.
Yeah.
Especially because for the Dark States, for the Dark States, you want that one that soul charges, like the soul charge on a boost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, it's a 10k booster, but I'm pretty sure you've got plenty of other 10k boosters out there.
And it's a common, so it's not too bad.
Yeah. Oh, look, it'll fill its deck. It'll fill its deck.
Yeah. True.
All right. Hey, we've got an order here. Tell me about this new
This
order.
order.
That we've got.
Ooh. Rudy would be happy with this card. Look at that.
Great artwork.
Yeah.
Great artwork.
Very nice. All right. Tartarus beat Scrum. Ooh, that just sounds fun. All right. So,
Hey, you said it. I was like, you just said it like Tartarus. That's so good. I was like, Tartarus? Like what? No, Tartarus, of course.
Tartarus.
Go ahead.
Yes. So it's a blitz order. That's good. That's
So can only be played in your guard step? Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So if your soul has 5 or more cards, which it bloody well should, to be honest, choose one of your units, and it gets power 15,000 until end of that battle.
So it looks like every deck is getting one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, aren't they? Because I remember Stoichei is the...
Stoichei's got one.
Call of the Beasts, I think it's called.
Yep. And I think the dragons have that one, Dragon Empire with the dragon dancers or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Or the Blaze Maidens.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like everybody's going to get one of these. It's fine, but I don't think it's going to get played. I mean, at least for Bruce, it's got so many better... It's already got that. It's already got Brother's Soul. And I had that other order, which I don't remember what it was. But it's already there's another order out there that I...
Soul Charge and Give Power, wasn't it? I think, or something like that.
Oh, yeah, it was something like that. Something like that.
It was just nice. One memento.
Oh, it was crawl you insects, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was.
counterblast. Yeah, it was counterblast. Soul charge 1. Choose one of your units. It gets 10k for every 5 cards in soul. If their soul has 10 or more, draw a card. So yeah, you soul charge 1, and if you've got Bruce will at least have 5 cards in soul at the time of you using this, right? So you get to give 10k power to one of your units. Great, give it to somebody else because you're going to stand them for an attack anyway, and they get more power from the final rush. So I think if your soul has 10 or more, you probably won't get that for Bruce, but that card's already better. And I mean, if you're having to rely on like this to protect you, I mean. Yeah. It just takes up space. You know what I mean? I feel like it just takes up space in the deck.
I just like the name and the artwork, to be honest.
I don't get me wrong, I do too. But I don't know. I just don't think it's going to see much play.
No. I agree.
But you know what? We'll see a lot of play, at least in my deck, and I think anyone who runs a Bastion deck is the Mystic Amethyst Cockabeel. Cockabeel. Which is a grade 3 Angel Feather styled unit whose ability is continuous on the guard circle. If your Vanguard is Apex Ruler Bastion, this unit gets shield 5k for every 2 of your grade 3 units, including this unit. So, folks, we finally have a grade 3 shield.
Yeah. And
so, this
good.
unit, exactly. So this unit is a minimum of 10k shield. Right?
Yep.
Sorry, minimum of 5k shield. So this minimum 5k, because if you've only got Bastion and you play this card into the guard circle, it gets 5k because it's Bastion and itself. Now, if you play just 2 of these cards, it's guaranteed to be a 10k shield, at least 10k, because both of them will be 5k. Now, if you fill your field with all grade 3s, because you have the ability now to boost with grade 3s, that is 5k, 10k, 15k, 20k if you've got 2 of these in there. So that is a 20k shield for both units. So that's great. So that's 40k shield there already. And don't forget, you can just add grade 3s into the guard circle now.
You would
they allowed that,
wouldn't you? You would just go,
if you had to.
I've got freaking 8. I've got 8 cards from my OverTrigger. I'm just going to use it.
And they're all grade 3s. Let's jam them all in there to protect us from your final onslaught. And you can buff this shield up. The only thing that's going to get past that is an overtrigger.
True.
So, pretty damn good. I want to add this into my deck. I think that the defensively this is... So the Keter Sanctuary defensively is its only letdown, but what I have seen, people aren't really seeing that as a problem. That said, we are only playing trial deck or the start decks at the moment, We need to see once decks have built correctly and fully complete to see whether or not something like this is needed. I'm going to definitely try it to start, but in terms of what you can bomb out from other cards, I think there's plenty that you can make room for this card. Because remember, again, the Ride deck exists for a reason, folks. So you don't need to flood your deck with grade 1s and 2s to guarantee particular rides. So at the moment, I think I have one grade 2 in my build, which is shocking, I know. But if it plays the way it should play, you're not going to worry about it. So anyway, I'm excited. They've finally brought this out, and the best part is it's a common card, Ryan. It's a common. Alrighty. Now, speaking of, still Keta, this is the last time you'll hear from me about the cards with Divine Sister Lepisto, grade 3. It's like one of the, what were they called? The Battle Sisters. It's very much a Battle Sister. She's got a chain gun here. On rear guard, when you drive, grade 3, obviously. When you drive, I don't know why it's obvious, unless I already said it. When you drive, check reveals a trigger unit. Cost counter +2. Stand this unit. It gets plus 5k power until end of turn. Yeah, it's really overcosted.
Yeah.
But remember, combined with that overtrigger, I mean, it can stand itself, technically. And also, don't forget, this one creates the almost infinite loop. Because if you can keep standing it, if you had, not that you'll have the counterblast, so you can only do it twice, but you can attack with this unit 3 times if every time it attacks, it triggers a trigger. You know what I mean? And if this was, say, played with Bastion, and you have that other guy who can, the guy who can countercharge on hit.
Oh, yeah.
So let's say he hits, you countercharge 1, she attacks, she triggers you drive a check a trigger. I mean, Bastion and a grade 3, you can then stand the other guy so he can attack again. He hits. You would attack a rear guard. He hits. He can countercharge again. So there's 2 countercharge. So you could attack with this unit 4 times. By and large, but dude, like, it's next to near impossible. It's next to near impossible. So, like, yeah, I mean that's a pretty shonky deck that you've built anyway. But granted, like I said, you could attack with this guy 4 times. You could get off and attack with Bastion once, 5, 6, 7. You could have 7 attacks. So that's 7 drive checks. So what's that? 14 cards you draw.
That's a lot of cards.
That's a lot of cards. And remember, you have to be constantly checking a trigger unit. It's a whole thing. But there you go. Still, that could be a build. I don't know why you'd bother, but that could be a build. You know what? Maybe I'll build that one and find out.
Why not?
I'm not going to.
Fair enough.
All right, our last reveal is number 119. Ryan, take it away.
All right, this is a blitz order for Stokeia. It is Ghost Chase.
Ooh.
This reminds me of the good old Granblue.
Yeah, that's going down the real Granblue, the Ghosties way, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's a mixture of
as well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a mixture of... But it's so funny. It reminds me of Dungeon World from Buddy Fight. Seriously, this game is reminding me more and more of Buddy Fight the more it goes on. Mainly because of the orders. Anyway, go on.
Choose one of your units and it gets power 5,000 until end of that battle. Choose one of your rearguards that is not being attacked and return it to your hand.
Yeah, seriously. Seriously, Buddy Fight.
Yeah. Okay, if you want. But yeah, there's definitely better orders out there for Stokeia.
There are, and I think this only sort of helps maybe like units where you on-call abilities maybe, and I think this would be good for Zorga, so the Alchemagic deck, but you can't use this Alchemagic in you can't use it. You can't use the Alchemagic deck with a Blitz card, really, because you can't. The Blitz order doesn't get benefit from it.
No, you can't use a Blitz order card for your Alchemagic. So use better orders. As I said, better orders out there.
I mean, it'd be good for something like a perfect guard. So like you know what I mean? Like, so okay, you use your perfect guard.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes to your drop zone.
Mm-hmm.
You use Zorga to revive it, and then you use this blitz order to bounce the perfect guard back to your hand. See what I'm saying?
No, I'm not seeing.
Okay, so you guard with your perfect guard.
Yeah.
Right, so it goes to your drop zone.
Yeah.
Your next turn, you use Zorga to revive it. So counterblast whatever
yes.
to call it to rear guard. You just call it in the back row. You attack with it, whatever. Then next turn, when they attack, you use Ghost Chase to bounce. You get 5k power to the one that's being attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Then you bounce one not being attacked, which is your perfect guard. You bounce your perfect guard back to hand.
Yeah,
it's a long way. It's a long way to go about it.
Yeah, but hey, if you
that would probably be one of. Yeah, and I think that's probably one of the only other uses apart from recycling an on-call unit. You could recycle a perfect guard that way. So there you go. That's interesting, actually. There you go. I think we found some use for it.
We have. Well, you have, to be perfectly honest.
I'm going to be honest. Someone in the comments suggested it.
Ah, okay.
But I didn't quite steal it. Look, it's good. It's good, and you could also, I suppose, in that same sense, and comments have said it, but you can draw it to yourself. You could bounce back a trigger, I guess, as well, and get a return like a 20k shield to your hand if you had to. But
yeah,
perfect guard would seem to be the best way to do that.
Mm.
Yes. All right. Well, that I think is all our cards that have been revealed from the set. There might have been some promos that we've missed, folks, but they're promos for the English players. You're not going to get them anytime soon, so don't even worry about it.
Yeah, pretty much. We've got no hope.
But that looks like all our news for this week?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's time, and I mean, even if you were to judge us on our ability to tell you the news, you would have to wait until the anime was into episode 2 before we could properly do a Judge Shuffle number 2. Not a great segue.
Not a great
as good
one,
as the other
but,
ones. It worked fine because it worked well for the Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judge Shuffle. Judging an anime. Judge Shuffle. Was it good or bad today? Let's find out. Well, it's good that we're here in Judge Shuffle number 2 to talk about episode number 1 again.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll have to wait till this Saturday for number 2.
Which will be Judge Shuffle number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting way of doing this.
Yes, we can tell you that episode 1 is now on YouTube and Crunchyroll.
Yeah, how cool's that?
Yeah, so I saw that on my Crunchyroll. I was like, I've already watched it on YouTube.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're paying for Crunchyroll, yeah, great, you can avoid all the ads. If you're not paying for Crunchyroll, you have to sit through like 40 ads.
Yeah,
like I can't not pay for Crunchyroll. I'm sorry, like you've got to pay for it. You can't not, because the amount of I pay for YouTube as well, but that's because I got when I signed up, it was YouTube Music and YouTube at the same time. Well, it was actually Google Play Music, but it's basically I get both for the price of one. I don't know if they still do it that way for everybody else. Maybe they do. I think they would now because it's YouTube and YouTube Music, but I pay for YouTube because I just can't stand ads, right? I can't stand ads in anything. I don't want ads. That's why I will pay for your service. Like Rooster Teeth, I was paying for Rooster Teeth's service, and then Rooster Teeth had all those problems for about a year and a half. If you don't know what I'm talking about, and if anyone who's listening to our podcast who plays Cardfight Vanguard probably watches Rooster Teeth, so you probably know all their issues. So I binned them. I dumped those. But they were so bad for ads, right? Especially like, hey everyone, this episode is sponsored by blah blah blah. You're like, whatever. Then you'd be watching the video, and then they'll stop halfway through the video to play the ad, and you're like, no. I'm paying your service, so I don't have to hear your stupid ads, right? I get that you're sponsored by it. Just at the start of the episode, I don't care if you're telling me you're sponsored by this. Use this link in the thing and get it for free. Great, but I'm on your service to not have to watch your ads.
Yeah.
So they copped a lot of flack for that, and they took those out and everything. But I stopped watching Rooster Teeth because I'm sick of them. But they were really bad for the ads. But they were one of those ones where you're paying and you still get the ads. Amazon does it, and that drives me wild.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I pay for Prime, and then I have to watch a friggin' ad. Granted, you can skip it instantly, but I still have to skip it.
Yeah.
Stop it. I don't want that crap. So anyway, Crunchyroll's like, if you're not paying for it, which fair enough, you can choose not to pay for Crunchyroll. You just have to sit through 30,000 ads that you can't skip, and it's like the same Coca-Cola ad twice in a row.
Oh, I'm glad I haven't seen that then.
Oh, no, that was the very first time when I first started watching it, and it was like, I wasn't paying for it, and then it's like Coca-Cola ad, then the same Coca-Cola ad, and then halfway through the episode was that same Coca-Cola ad. You're like, oh my God, stop. So anyway, so watch it on YouTube. That would be my advice. Unless you're already paying for Crunchyroll, and watch it on Crunchyroll. I don't care. You're giving them the money anyway.
Well, yeah, I'm going to be watching it on Crunchyroll because I don't have a YouTube account. I haven't paid for YouTube because YouTube was once free, and why should I have to pay for it now?
Because they've loaded that up with ads, and that's disgusting, the amount of ads. Like, whenever Cait goes to put something on, I'm like, can you just watch it on my YouTube? Like, this is a nightmare. Because, like, an ad, and then, like, if the thing goes for more than 10 minutes, they can cram another ad into it. Then if it goes for 20 minutes, it's like 5 ads. By the end of it, you're watching more ads than you are content, and I just hate it. And it's like, but the person doing the stuff doesn't even know when the ads are going to come up.
No.
It's just that it's just like midway through, it just stops and an ad gets jammed in. You're like, what is happening? And hopefully, folks, one day our podcast will be like that when you're listening and then ads just get jammed in. And that's only when we're going to be making the big dollars. So far, Ryan, we have not had any offers.
No, it's a bit sad. If you have a business and want to pay us, please pay us.
Go ahead. We'll spruik your stuff. I love whatever you're trying to sell me. So please. But I think we've gotten a little off topic here. Judge Shuffle.
Yes.
Judging the anime. So we've already judged episode 1, so there's really not much more to talk about. Yeah. I did rewatch it, and I forgot to... You know how I made my comment last time that it was a bit... I didn't quite like it because of the overly... Like, it was quite going in that route of what most anime tropes fall into, and it's quite sexualized, and they were quite... It sort of made me a little uncomfortable in that there was a lot of sexualizing Yu and all of that.
Yeah.
Well, at the start, I didn't realise this, and I just watched it back and went, oh yeah, crap. At the start, when his sisters are talking about what to dress him up in, one of them says, make him wear a red flower or whatever, and the other one says, no, the theme is purity, right? So already it's referring to like a no sex before marriage sort of thing, purity. And then she says, we're not going for something sultry. Like, again, we're not trying to dress him up as sexy or scandalous. And I'm like, oh my God, like, what is going on here? Like, why are we... He's 12.
He's 12, and we're putting lingerie on him. And you're just like, what?
What? Because then she's like, you have to undress and redress and do all this stuff. Like, why are we... I just don't like it. It's going to make me... I reckon this is going to be my only gripe with the anime. It's going to be very heavy-handed in that. And that's because that's very common in Japan.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of people are very much... and I can't wait... Oh, like, okay... I'm calling out people the way I see it because this is one of the reasons that I don't like playing with a lot of people, right? Because you go to the tournaments and 90% of the group are like this. It's those mouth breathers who, and nothing against you not being able to get a date. I'm not saying that, whatever, but you take it out on your cards and you talk about how hot your cards are. And yes, I'm talking to you, probably named Matt, and... Oh, no, not Matt, because Matt's the guy from...
Yeah,
from
we like
thing.
Matt.
Oh, no, I like that Matt. I didn't mean him.
Oh, well
I just
done.
Meant a
You've just ruined one of our listeners. Our listener.
I just picked an arbitrary name, which I was... Maybe a Tom, then. Do we think a Tom would be one of those? Who do we know that's got, like, names? Like, or like a sand.
Who do we
maybe?
know that's very...
It's like that. It's very like that. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there have been so many comments. There have been so many comments on all these going, oh, their thighs. Oh, look at their thighs. They're cartoons. Stop it. Stop sexualizing them. It's weird.
They're underage
Hate
as well. Like, come on, just
Oh, I hate it.
relax.
I hate it. And I think, well, you've all heard my thoughts. That was my thoughts. I think it's time for the final thoughts. Our 6th damage check to wrap up today's episode. Ryan, how'd you think it went?
Yeah, pretty good. We're slowly getting to know more information about BTO1.
No, looks like we'll be jumping into a brush with the legends.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Next week we'll have episode 2 to talk about, which was going to be good. I enjoyed that. And so for this week, just what we had is what we had, and
Spot on. No, well that's it. That's what it is. That's this week is we had what we had, and next week we'll have some more stuff. We'll probably have a bunch more reveals, and we will also have the episode to talk about, and we'll be getting closer to finally being able to play the game. Ryan, I'm very, very excited when we can finally play this game.
I'm just, it's hard for me. I just want to play the game, and I just hate waiting at the moment. I'm normally a very patient person, but at the moment,
I think
not really.
Well, you know what I think we should do. We should really consider now looking into getting ourselves some custom sleeves and custom
mat,
custom mat, and definitely work on our card fight table.
Oh, I reckon it'd be a bit of fun.
That'd be a great idea. We should look at doing that.
And then we'll post our images on the Twitter.
Yeah, that's it. We'll do that, and we'll tell everyone about it, and tell everyone about all the money we spent. I think that's a great idea.
I reckon so.
Dunzo, lock it in.
Lock it in, Eddie.
That's yes. Old Eddie Maguire, boy, he fell from grace.
He has.
Well, it is what it is. Folks, thank you so much for joining us for episode 10. Right, it's our 10th episode. Who knew we'd get this far? Did you think we'd get this far?
No, and before episode 10, we've got the jingles as well, so you've done quite well.
I did it all, mate. I did it all. I told you I'd get it done.
Was there something else that you were told?
I've got the intro video for our live stream.
Yes.
Which is fine. Just we don't have a live stream yet, so
yeah, true.
Probably should say I should have amended it to say that by when the decks came out.
Yeah.
But I've already done it too, so that's rocked and ready to go as well. So.
Well, that's good. So we'll just we'll show everyone when we reveal our cards.
When we have a. That's As soon as we got the card reveal, you'll get our brand new entrance video for when we do more live stuff. So keep an eye out on that. Look at doing it on Twitch as well. We might even get a TikTok so we can just do random pack openings on TikTok. People apparently like that. Yeah, that'll be a bit of fun. People like it apparently. So someone has been telling me. Might be worth looking into. Apparently so. So folks, again, I've been Nathan. He's been Ryan. You've been our rear guards. We need a name for our fans. We'll come up with something.
Yeah, we need a good fan base name.
Yeah, we do actually.
If you guys think of one, hit us up.
Yeah, if you've got an idea what you want to call the group, I'm all our fans. I'm all the more for hearing it. If you don't have Twitter, maybe you can email us at podfight@gmail.com. Yes, I have podfight@gmail.com. You can email us there. Yeah, I got it. So people can email us.
Awesome.
So email us at podfight, podfight, @gmail.com if you don't want to tweet at us. We are on Instagram. I do have an Instagram.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. We thought we were wrapping this up, but we're not wrapping it up. We have an Instagram. It is, good lord, it's probably Podfight Vancast, to be perfectly honest with you. Well, I don't have it logged in, apparently. Great, what a joke. Yes, it's Podfight_Vancast. That's Podfight_Vancast.
Well, people, we've got multiple ways for you to look into us, and I hope you continue listening to us and talking to us as well.
We'd love to see it. And remember, chat with us, let us know how you're doing, and we will talk about you during the drive check-in. So, That's it. I think we're done. I think we're finally done. Did that 6 damage just get dealt?
Yeah. I think so. I think we hit the music now.
Yeah, let's play it now. Is it playing? It's that time again, time to say goodbye to a friend. Oh, don't cry, for we will ride again. Dry your eyes. Well, we will ride again. No sighs. We'll be back next week, my friends.